It's now time for Crime in the DMV. This is where we bring you the latest headlines from the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sierra Fox. We start with an MS-13 gang member who has been found guilty of killing multiple people in Northern Virginia. Here's Fox 5's Homa Bash in Alexandria with those details.
This trial lasted 2 weeks, and jurors returned their verdict in less than 4 hours. Elmar Alascondre finding out that he is guilty on all 14 counts, including the murders of 5 people in Fairfax County. Closing arguments began this morning, and the jurors got that case around 1 o'clock. Returning with the guilty verdicts right around 4. Condre is originally from El Salvador. Many parts of this trial were conducted in Spanish and translated. Federal court documents describe the gruesome murders which took place from 2018 to 2022. Stabbings, shootings, limbs cut off and discarded or buried. The victims range in age from a 19-year-old waitress in Fairfax shot 16 times in the face after making a social media video disparaging MS-13 to a 42-year-old fellow gang member. Fox 5 covered one of the deaths extensively, 24-year-old Jose Guillen Mejia, a father whose body was found in 2019 in the woods off a walking trail in Ruston. At the time, Fairfax County Police did not believe his death was gang-related, but according to prosecutors, Mejia was simply the first person that Condre and his associates saw in the woods in an area they considered their turf. So they shot him multiple times and killed him. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Jessica Aber, telling Fox 5 that this case is a stark reminder of the violence and disregard of human life inherent in MS-13's enterprise. She says their deadly activities, from flooding our streets with dangerous narcotics to the brutal murders, will not go unchecked. Sentencing for Condre is set for January 30th of next year.
A Maryland woman accused of murdering and dismembering her mother is now on trial. Candace Craig has been charged in the murder of her 71-year-old mother, Margaret Craig. Here's Fox 5's Lily Zhang reporting on the first day of testimony.
Prosecutors say Candace Craig was supposed to be a caretaker for her mother, but they say instead she took advantage. Some of the first witnesses today included family members as well as investigators who responded to the Landover home. That is where the suspect is accused of killing her mother. Investigators believe the suspect's daughter tried to help her dispose of the remains by dismembering the victim's body. They allege the body was also burnt on a barbecue grill. Prosecutors believe this was all over fraudulent credit card charges. During witness testimony today, an officer said there was a strong odor at the home on Hill Road when they arrived for a welfare check last June. That odor was believed to be body decomposition. Craig's attorney said she lied to police, but they argue she did not commit murder. And one of the last witnesses to testify today was a member of the Prince George's County Police Department. He says when they arrived at the home, they did find a rolled up rug that has been collected as evidence. He says they also found a gasoline can at this home. This trial is expected to last for about 2 weeks.
Now to a new warning from police in the district. If you're wearing expensive sneakers, well, beware. Here's Fox 5's Bob Barnard explaining the rise of armed robberies.
This is a crime that we're seeing all across the region, in fact. People wearing designer shoes, high-end expensive sneakers, having them stolen, often at gunpoint. Well, now D.C. police really want young people to take more precautions. Forget the old adage, watch your wallet. These days, some of us have to be mindful of the shoes we're wearing, especially if you walk around in high-end sneakers costing $1,000 or more. Yes, some people are stealing them at gunpoint right off your feet.
That's terrible. That's awful. For someone to steal someone else's sneakers?
So I just try to avoid wearing things that I know people will want to, steal. I try to keep everything I wear to be under $100. So if it does get stolen, I'm not super pressed about it.
We got to get back to a compassionate community.
This security camera footage captured the armed robbery of 2 Prince George's County public school students at their bus stop in Accokeek last month. One of the boys gave up his pricey shoes when the gunman fired a shot into the air. Then just last week, 3 teens had their shoes stolen at gunpoint near Ballou High School in Southeast.
I can say in the statistics we have made arrests in at least 2 of our cases. So like I said, more arrests are to come. If you keep doing this activity, at some point, we will catch up to you.
In the meantime, MPD's 6th District Commander Jerron Hickman says police want people wearing expensive shoes to be extra careful.
Well, we want to encourage parents to encourage their kids to walk in pairs. The more the merrier. See something suspicious, call 911. not try to do similar activities you do every day. Try to change up your routes a little bit. Especially with these shoes value anywhere between $500 to $1,500. So you got to take extra care and precaution and be cautious of what you post on social media, because people who want these shoes are looking at that stuff as well.
In Houston, Texas recently, bandits broke into a store about to celebrate its grand opening and made off with all of its inventory of top dollar sneakers. And here in D.C., some sneaker shops are hiring their own security to keep their stock from getting ripped off. Now, we have the full D.C. police alert with its warnings and suggested precautions on our website, fox5dc.com.
The man shot at by a Bowie police officer is exclusively speaking with Fox 5. The officer is now indicted on multiple charges. The new developments come weeks after the shooting on a highway. Here's Fox 5's Shamari Stone with reaction and video of the shooting.
The man who was shot at tells us that Bowie Police Sergeant Robert Warrington should be in jail awaiting trial. We want to warn you, some viewers may find this newly released dash cam video disturbing.
Bowie Police Sergeant Robert Warrington comes across a stopped car with the hazard lights on, the left shoulder near John Hanson Highway, September 12th at 8 a.m. Warrington gets out to help, but moments later fires a single shot at the passenger who says he was retrieving his hat that was blown onto the road.
You here to help her? Are you here to help her?
Nah, she taking me in the hospital.
Come here. You got a gun.
What I do?
You got a gun.
I don't have a gun. I'm a little heartbroken. It's hard to watch, you know.
In an interview you saw first on Fox 5, the man who was shot at tells me he fell to the ground and fortunately was not shot. The bullet did, however, hit a passing vehicle, but didn't injure anyone. What went through your mind?
To just, cover and lay there and just brace myself for any more shots that I thought was going to be coming.
Warrington doesn't fire any more shots, but he does apologize.
Why did you do that?
I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Today, Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy announcing the grand jury indictment against Warrington. One count of attempted second-degree murder, first-degree assault, misconduct in office, and 2 counts of reckless endangerment.
It's important that those who have been sworn to protect and serve the public really value life. And when actions of an officer or anyone, whether it's a civilian as well, show a disregard for life, the law is there to hold them accountable.
Sergeant Warrington is a 12-year veteran on the Bowie Police Department, suspended now without pay. He was issued a summons after today's indictment and is not currently in custody.
I have to relive this moment again, and just knowing that the officer is still at home and hasn't been arrested is really bothersome.
And tonight, Bowie Police Chief Dwayne Preston says that he supports the grand jury's objective, independent decision. We tried reaching out to the police union to inquire about Sergeant Robert Warrington's legal representation. We're waiting for them to get back to us. We were unable to reach Sergeant Warrington tonight. He's expected to have a first court appearance in the coming weeks. I'm Shamari Stone.
An MS-13 gang member is in jail in Loudoun County after being accused in a double homicide in Sterling, Virginia. The shooting happened back in August. Here's Fox 5's Tisha Lewis in Leesburg with a breakdown.
We're told this was a multi-agency effort between the folks here at the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, also the Alexandria Police Department, also the U.S. Marshal's Office. Sheriff Mike Chapman making the announcement that 18-year-old Marlon Medrano Ortiz was arrested in connection to that double homicide on Ridgetop Circle in Sterling. This arrest coming just a couple months after this violent encounter and deadly shooting. Now we know, according to Sheriff Mike Chapman, that it was in fact an MS-13 gang member that was behind this double homicide. The sheriff says Ortiz, meanwhile, is charged with 1 count of second-degree murder and a count of a use of a firearm in commission of a felony. Right now, he's charged with 1 of the murders, and investigators say there could be more charges and more arrests coming. The sheriff says Ortiz is in the country illegally and has been here in the country illegally for at least 2 years. We're told the department put a bulletin out, and Ortiz was recognized by officers walking on the 4100 block of Mount Vernon Avenue in the Mount Vernon, Alexandria area where he lives, and he was arrested on Wednesday on an unrelated charge initially. Sheriff Chapman goes on to say the suspect self-identifies as an MS-13 gang member and is known to law enforcement and Homeland Security investigations as an MS-13 gang member.
That it's a concern for us when we have MS-13 people here, when we have other folks that are here illegally. What we're seeing here in Loudoun County, which is one of the safest counties, certainly in Northern Virginia, one of the safest in the nation, when we're seeing this activity here, it concerns me because it's what we're seeing across the United States.
Ortiz, meanwhile, is accused in connection with the fatal shooting of 22-year-old Mijal Conejero Romero and Diego Alexander Willette. Investigators say deputies responded initially to a call reporting a disturbance. Meanwhile, we're told this was a massive investigation. In fact, we're told detectives apparently canvassed 320 businesses, along with 30 businesses, 320 residential units, and also we are told that 39 search warrants were executed along with more than 900 hours of evidence, including license plate readers. Ortiz, meanwhile, was arraigned today. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for December 5th at 1 p.m.
Well, that does it for this week's Crime in the DMV. Make sure you tune in next week to stay ahead with us here on Fox Local as we continue to bring you the latest updates.